I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain.io for the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Alex Wearn from Aurora and IDEX. Welcome to the show once again, Alex.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Great, man. So can you tell us a little bit about IDEX and Aurora for the people who haven't seen the first show?
IDEX is a hybrid decentralized exchange operating on the Ethereum network. So on IDEX, we use a smart contract for all custody of funds and trade settlement. What this means is that end users, every action has to be authorized by their private key. So no funds can move without their explicit authorization, without them actually signing that transaction. But we're a little different than from the other decentralized exchanges out there in that once those transactions have been signed, they have to be submitted to the network through the exchange. It's kind of a form of a state channel where these transactions are signed and passed off-chain to the exchange and then submitted to the network afterwards for processing. What that allows us to do is update users' balances in real time and ensure that the order books are always up to date, eliminating issues such as trade collisions that can sometimes occur on other decentralized exchanges. Some of the problems that can arise when you're using a blockchain for trade and settlement and having to deal with the latency that comes when waiting for transactions to mine. So we've seen a lot of success with this model. We've had a lot of growth recently, actually just passed 150,000 users. We're the top smart contract on the Ethereum network consistently at around 7% of the total transaction volume. And we're doing about $20 million of daily trading volume. It's all in Ethereum tokens because using an Ethereum smart contract, we're only able to interface with assets that are on the Ethereum network.
That makes sense, and that sounds very technical. I know there's a lot of technical details into implementing a perfect exchange, especially when you're looking at adding decentralized nature and more security for people's own funds. Have you guys had challenges balancing keeping the platform really technical and making it easy for users to adopt?
So my description was technical, but I think in terms of the benefits, they're very straightforward to users. The primary one being that it feels snappy and fast. We have the look and feel of a centralized exchange in the sense that the best compliment we can get from a user is that they didn't know they were using a DEX, a decentralized exchange. And that comes from our more technical design and the way we kind of approached it. So we looked at taking a pragmatic approach to the creation of the exchange based on the available tools and their maturity. And we looked at what do users care about most and how can decentralization help that. And in that case, we came to the conclusion that the thing they're most worried about is the security of their funds. They like the idea that they can use a private key to sign all transactions and withdrawals and that no one can get to their funds, even the exchange, unless they're authorizing that movement. Nothing can happen without their explicit authorization. So we kind of looked at how can we take the benefits of centralized exchanges in terms of some of the coordination between different traders and the benefits in terms of speed of settlement that can provide, and combine that with the security benefits that come from using a smart contract and a private key to manage the custody components.
Okay, that makes sense. That's great to hear. So it's exciting that you mentioned that you guys are actually the #1 most used smart contract. Last we spoke was about 2 months ago, and IDEX has been growing rapidly since then. Could you elaborate a little bit on what you guys have done to get to this point?
So we've done a couple things. I think one of them is our incredible support staff. So we actually have a Telegram room where we have 24/7 support where any individual who's having issues on the exchange can come in and get answers to their questions. So having a staff that's available when the customer needs it has been extremely important to us. No one likes the ticketing system that exists within the cryptocurrency space. It can be very frustrating to log an issue and hear back. We try to make sure that we can service the customer at the point in which they're ready to use the application. Another thing has been our focus on courting communities to the platform. So we have a team that actually is out there looking to speak to new projects and let the community know that they've been listed on IDEX and it's available for trading. So we think that those new users are willing to open up to a new exchange at those times. So that's kind of one of our ways that we go out there and we try to acquire new customers to the platform.
Wow, that's great to hear. So how have the team been doing in developing the platform and the customer support? Are you guys rapidly expanding?
Absolutely. So last we spoke, we were a team of 5. We've currently grown to a team of about 20. We have 11 core team members, 8 on the development side, 3 on the business side. 5 support staff, 3 on the token team, and then a couple contract on the business side as well. And it's really been focused on 2 things. One is making sure that the software can handle the scaling needs as we grow and onboard more users. So that's really about staffing up the development side, but with an eye towards the future development of the platform. So we have some initiatives that will take it beyond what we've created today. And we want to make sure that we're staffing up the team, ensuring they have the capabilities to deliver on that. And then the other is just kind of the business side to make sure that we're able to continually support people as they come onto the platform. The support team, I can't say enough about how great they've been. We actually found most of the team members were community members to begin with. They were already in our Telegram channel and answering questions when we weren't around to help them. And the fact that they showed that initiative was really impressive to us. So we actually reached out to them and said, hey guys, you've been doing a great job. Do you have any interest in formalizing this position? So that's one of the ways that our product and our community actually served as a recruiting tool in terms of building the team that we've got here.
Hey, that's super great to hear. And I can personally vouch for the troubles that can arise when a ticket comes up in an exchange. And I've seen ticketing situations on some of the larger exchanges in the past, like Poloniex and Bittrex. And if you get a ticket because for whatever reason, like your funds were stuck in a transaction, the ticketing service can take months and months for some people to get them to even respond. So to have an exchange where the customer support is helping you right away is probably one of the biggest benefits that you can get.
Absolutely. We've really seen it resonate with customers. We consistently get feedback about the great job that our support staff is doing. And then it's also interfacing with the team, the development team, and the business team behind it. So we're constantly in communication with them if there's ever any new issues that arise to make sure that we're all aware of what's kind of going on live at the moment on the platform.
Communication is key, as they say. So in terms of your business guys and your development guys, what are they going to be working on in the next 6 months, and how are they going to be growing the platform?
So from a development perspective, we're focused on taking the parts that we currently run in a centralized manner and further decentralizing them. The way to think about it is that at the moment we have certain components that run on a single IDEX server. And we'd like to take that and turn it into a network of IDEXs, if you will, with other nodes in the network, taking the different functionality that we do and taking turns kind of doing those functions. We have plans to use a proof of stake token to have people in the network be validating these different functions. So we're looking at a lot of the different kind of network technologies and paradigms that are coming out for inspiration or development approaches. The goal here, though, is to have a proof of stake driven network where node operators actually have a chance to earn trade fees from the exchange for their role, that the participation in that network. So this is, we think, a really innovative idea where you can actually have an exchange, a decentralized exchange that's kind of run by the community members. So this network token is called Aura. It's our staking token. And the ways to earn it are actually to trade on the platform. So the more trading that you do, the more volume that you accrue, so to speak, towards these Aura rewards, as we call them, the more Aura that you will earn or receive every month in terms of the form of a rebate of sorts. And so we think this is a really novel idea, and we kind of have been thinking about token engineering as one of the aspects of the business. The token economics it's an interesting space, and if done properly, it's a way to organize a decentralized group of actors to all move and coordinate towards the same goal. In this case, the goal would be increasing liquidity and usage of this decentralized exchange. So we think that by giving this token back to those who trade heavily on the platform, and then making this token have a role in actually the organization and operation of the exchange, that then those who earn this token can then stake it, run a node, and actually earn trade fees for the work that they're providing to the system. So it's kind of a virtuous cycle where the more you trade, the more tokens you get, and the more you're able to participate in this staking process.
Wow, that is actually a very super innovative idea, if I do say so myself. I would really appreciate to be able to run a node that is actually verifying the transactions on the exchange, where we are essentially running an entire network of nodes and everyone is securing the exchange together. So I'm super excited to see that being developed.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited. We really think it's really resonated with the community, and it's very much in line with what the space is about, where you're trying to create software that allows anyone to kind of operate and participate in that network.
That's great. So is there any talks of a stable coin involving with the exchange, or just exchange coins that, many popular exchanges have coins where you save trading fees or commissions? Could you explain a little bit about that?
Certainly. So we have 3 tokens that are actually associated with our platform. 2 of them are live at the moment. So the first one I just mentioned was Aura, which is going to be the staking token of the future network. The second one is known as IDEX.M, IDEX membership. So this token gives 2 different benefits. One of them is the ability to have free trades on the platform through the year 2020 for about the next 2.5 years. Those who purchase the token will actually not be charged any fees from the exchange for any trades they do, maker or taker. There's still gas fees if you're on the taker side associated with that, but those are paid directly to the Ethereum network. The exchange doesn't earn anything on those fees. Now, an alternative benefit, and users can choose between the two, is to earn those Aura rewards that I mentioned, the rewards that you get for trading on the platform. You can earn them at twice the rate. So that's another benefit that we see a lot of users choosing, where if you're a member, you can actually accrue those Aura tokens faster. And even after the free trade benefit expires in 2020, that double reward bonus will continue. So this IDXM token is a way, it kind of borrows from some of the traditional exchange world, the idea where you would buy seats of the exchange, and it gave you additional benefits, either the ability to trade or maybe even some sort of kind of ownership of the platform. So this isn't an equity stake, but it's a way to earn more of the Aura tokens and to participate in that future node staking process. So that's the first 2 tokens. And then the third one you mentioned was our stablecoin initiative, known as the DYOR. The idea here is to take revenues from the exchange and actually use the exchange as a way to kind of back or imbue this token with value. So the DYOR will always be redeemable on IDEX at its target value in lieu of trade fees. So you can imagine a scenario where if the price of the token ever dips below its target value, then traders are incentivized to purchase it because they can lower their overall trading costs. So this will help create or maintain a price floor on the asset. And the asset isn't designed to fluctuate, right? It's a stable coin. The whole point is that it maintains a par value with some other outside stable asset. The benefit to us are twofold. So first, we want to use that as a stable base currency within the exchange. To date, users are only able to trade against Ether as a base currency pair, which brings 2 levels of volatility. There's the token that you're purchasing or trading with, as well as the underlying base currency, which can make it more difficult to understand kind of the risk that you're undertaking or how your even gains and losses are doing in certain market environments. So that's what the first benefit is, just kind of an internal one, the ability to have that stable base currency. And then secondly, we actually want to start lending this currency via the blockchain out to individuals in the ecosystem. So we think that there's going to be pretty soon a large group of digital reputation systems, as well as digital credit scores, kind of measures of economic trustworthiness, if you will, and that these scores will be quite valuable. People will, kind of build up a reputation over time by interacting with these different applications, and eventually they'll be able to borrow against this. So similar to how you have a credit score today that you wouldn't risk tarnishing because it would limit your ability to gain other financing in the future, we think there's going to be blockchain-based versions of this. So we're really excited to explore that notion that there's going to be different forms of identity and kind of economic trustworthiness, and how we can use them as a barometer for kind of the economic risk and from a lending perspective.
Wow, that's super exciting. 3 different coins. Is there a place where we can learn more about the staking, the masternodes, the different types of coins, or just get into the community and speak with you guys? What's the best place to do that?
Absolutely. So check us out on Telegram, the AuraroDAO Telegram. Similarly, AuraroDAO.com is our website. You'll find links to everything on there, including our white paper and a little bit more information on some of these various components. And then also check out our Medium blogs. We post more frequent updates there on kind of our latest thinking as this develops. As you can imagine, the space is extremely dynamic, and new things are coming out every day. So we're constantly refining our thinking to solving these problems. So there's a couple different places you can get the overall vision, as well as kind of the latest thoughts on our development process.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Alex, for your time. And we will definitely catch up again in the coming months to see how all of these developments unfold.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.